This is Pure Country with Ricky Humphrey, and I'm going to show you how I do a skull mount, or European mount they call them. You skin all the hair off the skull the best you can, and you cut all that meat off if you want to, but I just generally just put it in the cooker and cook it off. But I'll show you how to cook it here in a second. I just put them in a pan of water and use my turkey cooker to boil it. You just cover the meat. A lot of people put bleach in it, but I think it'll bleach the horns if they get on it. So I just cook the meat off of it, cook the brains out up in the tongue. It'll take an hour or two to cook all of it off, but don't cook it too long because it'll make your bones soft and they'll just crumble up. But after you cook it and get the meat done, you'll take it and pick it off and scrape all the meat off of it. I always make a joke about, here I am cooking deer head soup, but it ain't soup, it's just boiling the meat off the skulls to mount them. Once you get them boiled, about an hour all the meat gets real soft and you just start taking it off. Pull the bottom jaw off, get all that meat off of it if you can. You got a lot of stuff to get out. You got to dig out their eyes, all the meat off the bone, and then you got to go in the back. Right here is where the brain is, and you got to dig all that brain out of there. It's all cooked. You just got to get it out of there. Get all the meat off of it. You got to get every bit of it off, or it'll stink. And once you get it all off, it's got to dry. Just throw it up in the garage and let it dry for a week or two. It'll take a lot of that moisture out of the skull and the bone. Just be careful, don't cut yourself. You gotta get all that meat off of it and dig that brain out of there. You can take a jigsaw and cut your bigger hole right there. That way it makes it easier to get the brains out. And you're not going to see that part of it no way. But just continue picking all the meat off. Get every bit of it off. You leave it on there, it'll stink. And you don't want something in your house stinking like a rot. Because it'll make your wife run you off. That's what it'll do. And throw the deer head out the door. After about a week of drying, or maybe two, you take a ring of tape and run around the base of your antlers to keep the paint off the antlers. This is a shed or a dead deer I found. It done weathered out, but I was going to go ahead and make a skull plate out of it. You take flat white paint and spray the skull with it. Put a good heavy even coat on it. And do it outside because this paint really stinks. You put it on pretty thick, but don't put it too thick with a run. Go back and forth with it, squeeze your trigger, then you give it a good coat all over. Get all your angles on it. And you give it probably 10-15 minutes to dry. Then you'll go over it with another coat. And if you get another coat on it, if it soaks it up, you need another one, put another one on it. That'll be what it looks like when you get through. done it yourself. Put it in your game room just to enjoy it from now on.